Hey, it's me, unapologetically T, and I am very sick, but I am healing and recovering. And my daughter literally has taken both of my phones, and so I haven't been able to record, and I have been able to get like allotted time on my personal phone, but she told me I couldn't work. She told me even like she didn't want me watching like social media and stuff. She was like, you can watch TV. She was treating me like how I treat her when she's sick from school. So I thought that was cute. But I actually kind of needed that, so I allowed her to go with it. Um what was I gonna say? Um Oh, but she's out at the store getting me some orange juice and some things for my immunity. And so she didn't take the phone with her, so I saw the opportunity to come do a 2024 recap. All right, so I have to be quick, even though I don't, because it's gonna be a while before she gets back. Definitely with that lady driving, it's gonna take her a while. So I just wanted to say that 2024 was a hoot. All I can think of is like Rocco's Modern Life. Oh boy, that was a hoot. And 2024 was a hoot, but I could never recap 2024 without looking at the grand picture of everything. So 2024 is definitely its own separate thing for me. I look at 2024 as walking through the fire, the same fire that I lived through, walking through that fire and sifting through the fire to see what belonged and what could. Hold on one second. That was the kid. I almost got caught. So I'm happy I did pause the video. Even though she wouldn't have known until, I guess she gonna know anyway once this video posted, like, you stuck. I'm gonna put this phone back like the fuck it was, like how we was a kid. I hate when she parent me. But I'm gonna let her parent me on this because I don't know when to stop. So, anyway, so I literally look at 2024 as its own little piece of life. However, without all these other years, 2024 wouldn't have been what 2024 was for me. A lot of people I know might not have processed 2024 like I have, or someone has processed it even better. But 2024 was basically like, I look at my life at 33 years, like my 33 years of just pure hell. Like I lived in pure hell and insanity, and still was able to figure out how to survive. And that sometimes I was surviving off minimum fuel, minimum energy, minimum faith. However, I will say my faith was always what kept me going. And it did get to points where like prayer was not doing it for me. And I think that's one of the things that like I want to talk about. Like sometimes we'll tell people to pray, and I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual and I'm very big on prayer. But prayer wasn't the all to be all for me during those times. Like I needed my prayer was leading me sometimes to get in psychiatric help. My prayer was, now how she taking the phone from me gonna help me if she gonna keep calling me. Pause. I will be back in a second. All right, I'm back. I definitely know I'm a little nasally, so and usually, oh gosh, excuse me, I need to lay my ass down soon. I know I'm not gonna edit or cut or start over. This is what it looked like when you don't know what to do. Excuse me, with yourself. Even when you sick, it's like I know what to do with myself when I'm sick, but I don't know. Like, I just felt called that I cannot end 2024. Like, I was supposed to go out. Oh shit. I was supposed to go out and I can't do it. Like, I just have to honor my body because my body is a temple, and I'm not putting myself or anybody else in any jeopardy. Because I feel like if I was to walk around outside, I'd literally pass out. So, but I can do this video. I have to recap 2024, recap my life, and welcome in the blessings and reap what I have sown for 2025. So the 33 years, because I'm 34, so 33 years prior to year 2024 were not for the faint of heart. I literally went through so many different horrendous things. A lot of it I've shared with you, and a lot of it has not even, made it to these videos. And it's not because I'm hiding anything. It is that I do plan on public speaking about my life. I plan on writing books about my life, and I would like to, have some content that is when it comes up and comes out, it has its place. So I have not, shared every little single thing, but I've been through a lot of horrible times in life, and a lot of us have stories that are very hellish, and a lot of us basically, move in silence and heal, behind closed doors. And then there are some of us that are afforded that private healing, literally don't go through it. They get over it, and it causes them to be judgmental and look down on other people who are going through the same fucking struggles as they are. So I am so happy that God placed it on me, which I have reiterated since I started these videos, that I am a private person. I am not into this public, I just wasn't conditioned to be. And however, I do feel like moments when I got to like high school, like and a little bit through high school, like I started to speak my truth, but not all of it. Not all of it. I would speak some of it, and I would notice that when I would say certain stuff, like people would try to silence me, not even in a way that you silence a person because you don't want them to talk about it because it'll make them feel better. It was just like a lot of us definitely, and I can speak to my culture of being African American, like we are taught to sweep private family stuff under the rug. Like as a child, what happens in this house stays in this house. And I've even made a poem like, bitch, this is not Vegas. Like I should not have to be silent about what the fuck is going on in this house. Like now when it comes to abuse, like this is crazy. Like sweetheart, I'm not grown. Like, so, but we're conditioned that we're taught that. And I think when you start to publicly speak about things that went horribly wrong in your household around other African Americans that literally were conditioned to keep their own secrets and family secrets, it's more like they're doing what was taught to them to you. And so I had to get to this point where everything in my life that I knew to be, law and true and law and order was actually, I had to realize that shit was very toxic and chaotic. And I literally had to walk through the very fire of remembrance, the very fire of clarity to see. The remembrance was this: you really went through this shit. Like you tried to block it out. You have tried to deny it to make yourself feel better, to make others feel better, mostly to make others feel better, because your truth your truth shatters their reality, and it's their reality that they have built. And I would say more of the fantasy that they have built for themselves. So my truth shatters that. So it wouldn't, it's not that far-fetched that no one would want me to talk. So 2024, I had to find my voice, my courage, my bravery all over again. And I had to walk through the fire of remembrance. I had to walk through the fire of clarity. I had so many fucking people attached to me that should not have been. And I can't say should not have been, because you motherfuckers build character. And that's what I gotta stop saying, should, whatever. Like, y'all really built character. Like, where you thought you were draining me, or you were holding me back, or you thought you'd be the new spirit in my life that controlled my life, that fucked you up, because I chose my partner that I chose to spend 11 years with. He got chose. You didn't get chose. Like, you clawed and succubused yourself right on in. And, it was very interesting to see who was who. And I even laugh to this day, like, y'all motherfuckers don't even know me. Like, I know you, but you don't know me. And that's where you fucked up at. You were so selfish and self-centered. I would say self-centered and egotistical, because you're supposed to be selfish. You're supposed to preserve self first, put self first, prioritize self first. But some of y'all get ahead of yourselves and you just only see self. It's a bigger picture out here. And so I've had to block people. Some people I didn't even cuss out. It's just like, bitch, block. Like, because we done had this conversation. It is nothing else I could really say to you besides cuss you out. And I don't even think you deserve that. So, block. Karma loading. Karma loaded. It's coming. Like, and even down to, like, family, like people who have come through my bloodline that I thought literally, girl, this child is worse. All right, give me a second. All right, she was getting my orange juice, and she wanted to know if I didn't mind high pulp, and I was like, well, it's probably the most natural way. But yeah, so literally, like I was saying, like, people who came through my bloodline like that, because of culturally, I was conditioned that, it's literally like everything I was conditioned as a child, like, it was wrong. And so for me, I don't know what everybody else got going on. I'm recapping my shit. Like, because I don't want nobody projecting their whole life story on me. These are my videos. I warrant you to, if you do have feelings of disagreement, make your own videos, do your own platform. Stop projecting on other people your views, your feelings. Like, 2025, we're not doing that censorship shit. However, it's old-fashioned, like, troll behavior. Like, if you want to act stupid, like, you get ate up by the internet. But, like, we're not doing censorship. Like, you can't cancel people who can't be canceled. Like, God is sending us to speak. And just because my life don't align with yours, that mean that I am not your messenger. I am not the one that you need to hear testimony. If it makes you feel some type of way, that means you also are being triggered. So you need to go figure that shit out. The same way I had to figure it out all 2024. And now I realize that, when I'm being triggered, it's not the person's fault that's triggering me. I gotta figure out why I'm triggered. Like, that's my responsibility. It's called healing. It's called digging deeper and seeing what the fuck is wrong. I just thought about the Tiana movie. Gotta dig a little deeper. Like, I have to do that. And that was a big ass lesson in 2024. Like, when I'm feeling triggered, like, that is not the person's fault that triggered me. It is my responsibility. I don't give a fuck who the trigger, who holding the gun, like, who holding the grenade. Like, I need to figure out, why did I allow this to bother me? Why was this bothering me? Because sometimes it's not about me allowing it. it's sometimes deeply rooted into childhood trauma or even adulthood trauma. So just figuring out what that is, why it is. And once you do that, you do the work. And then once you do the work, the triggers hurt less. The triggers trigger less. The triggers become non-existent. So literally 2024 challenged me to cut ties with motherfuckers that are like my parents. Like, literally I used to be told that I had to go, that I should go spend time with a motherfucker who didn't, who number one was sexually abusive, who number two didn't even fucking sacrifice for me as a child. Like, literally did what the fuck he wanted to do. He popped in and popped out. And I used to be told as an adult, like, you should go see your father. Like, and I used to feel some type of way about that, but I didn't honor myself. I idolized my mother too fucking often and too much. I thought everything she said was law, everything. It was almost putting her on a pedestal next to God. Like, you know, if my mama said it, you know, it's cool, but not realizing, like, your mom let a lot of shit happen to you. She did not protect you from your family. She was very narcissistic, and I couldn't see that shit. I think when you drink Kool-Aid from a very young age with someone, like, it is very hard to see it. So my heart goes out to all those who struggle with narcissistic parents. I have struggled with some fucked up parental figures like nobody's business, and it definitely was detrimental to my development and my thinking, and also allowed me to find other abusers. Literally, it was the chaos I knew. Hence the reason, you know, me and my partner ended up together, and for real, we just wanted to fix each other. Like, we wanted to fix each other. Our shit was bigger than just two people laying in the bed together having an intimate relationship. Our relationship was based off friendship first. Literally, it was based off friendship. He had his own struggles in life I've been very transparent about, and his birthday just passed, which I got to see a beautiful sunset on his birthday. I don't know who it was from, but it was very pretty. Literally, but yeah, like, he was just as misunderstood as I was, and he definitely took a route of, I don't give a fuck about nobody but myself. But however, he did care about certain family members, and when he would be in a drug-induced state, he couldn't care about nobody but his fucking self and his drug habit. I would say he didn't even care about himself. He cared about his drug habit when he was gonna get his next fix. So I don't even charge everything to him. And I say that because, like I said, I signed up for that shit. I signed up for that. I signed up for it underneath the premise that, you know, I would fix him and he would fix me, not realizing we needed to fix each other. Fix ourselves. And that ended up being what happened. I feel like he was definitely a catalyst for a lot of growth and change in me. A lot of people, I ain't gonna even say a lot of people, like my mom, my earthly mom, and one of the women who came through my bloodline as a sister on my dad's side just thought like the most stupidest shit about what I was going through in that relationship. And it really caused me not to talk about actual shit that I was going through in a relationship, because it was like, first of all, when I do share, you're not able to regulate and be the help that I need. Then when I don't share, you invent shit. So it was just like, I'd rather not share. Like, invent whatever the fuck you want to invent that's going on, and you be stupid. And it was something really funny that was said, and I don't condone anybody being in volatile relationships. They're not safe. If you don't know when to pull the fuck out, if you don't know to get help, if you don't realize that you're in this relationship not just because this person is fucked up and need help, but because you have some issues as well, I advise you to just work on you. Just work on you. But I know everybody got their own mission in life and their own things in life. But be careful. My situation could have definitely ended up a different way. I'm not naive to that whatsoever. Like I said, I have been very transparent in these videos. Like, I knew I had to get the fuck out. Like, I knew shit was gonna end in tragedy if I did not get the fuck out, because I started to see the signs of him not being there anymore, and just not knowing what the fuck I was dealing with, but knowing I was dealing with something that was very serious. So I literally say get some help if you are attracted to volatile relationships. A lot of times, like during this point of you being in those type of relationships, they definitely allow you to process it as the man is the issue, but or the woman, because I look, men who deal with narcissistic women, y'all, God help y'all, because women are far more calculated and far more strategic in their abuse than the typical man. I'm not saying that all men are not as calculated as women, but on average, the average woman, no matter how intellectually sound she is, she's far more calculated. It's just how that go. I don't know how. And then on top of it, society will sympathize with the woman over the man. So I don't want to put genders in this, because a lot of men don't report their abuse in relationships. And so, because society ain't going to believe them anyway, or they're going to look at them like they're a punk or a bitch until, you faced with some tragic situations going on. Because there are some homicidal women who have taken some good men out of the picture. And there are some men who have tried to and has been successfully taking some good women out of the picture. But I would say I think it got to a point in my abuse where I realized, like, I was a big part of the problem too, because like, why did I want to be here? Why would I choose to be here? And it was because I didn't love myself. When it got to a certain point, it was like, I don't love myself. Like, I can't love myself and deal with this shit. And I've always said, like, he was far less abusive than my family. And he was. I wasn't lying. Like, I could literally, even to this day, deal with him over my fucking family. Like, that shit my family has done, that shit that they do psychologically, I didn't deal with that with him. More his toxic shit before I felt like lost it was, he had a substance abuse problem, and he literally was a womanizer. Like, most of the men I dated, I just wouldn't date him continuously. Like, I always tell people, like, I hit a brick wall when I met him, because a lot of the shit that he would do, I would never tolerate. Like, I would never tolerate it with nobody. Like, so, like, literally, I just was telling someone the other day, like, he literally, I had these moments, I had these moments of, like, anger and all this stuff, and I was able to forgive him. I even had to ask for forgiveness for some of the stuff I've said, because I am very much, I got verbally abused so much growing up that, like, I was a verbal abuser. And even, like, now that I have got my shit straight, like, okay, you cannot go below the belt, I'm a shit talker. And it's like, that's one of the funniest things. When I woke up, I was so fragile to, like, people shit talking with me. And I am, like, one of the biggest shit talkers. Like, I'm like a nigga when it comes to shit talking. Like, but, like, I felt so fragile. Like, oh, why would you say that to me? And it was because of the shit that I was going through. Like, I was definitely I felt like stripped to the little girl who couldn't help herself when she was little. Like, I had been stripped down back to her. And I'm happy I was. Like, I definitely felt like I got to see how that little girl felt all over again. I got to protect her all over again. Like, enough is enough. So 2024 was a hoot. I can't go, without saying how blessed I felt during 2024. Like, sometimes we don't look at the blessings and the pain and the growth and the restoration. In 2024, I've had so many beautiful things happen to me that was like, you would have to see it to believe it yourself. And I'm happy that, like, I was able to validate what I was seeing and accept it and receive it. I had literally, as far as my faith, I pray to God. I will sometimes, acknowledge that looks like maybe some universal type of stuff. Like, this is like God is all. So if you believe God is unlimited, like, I can say, universe. Like, but so many people put so many limits on so many things. But like, I literally started out. First of all, I started out with a Jewish faith because when I was taught the Bible, I was taught from the the Old Testament first. So I was given the foundations of the Old Testament. So I always say, like, that's the Torah. So I was Jewish first. Some people, say Hebrew is Israelite. So I was that first. And then I went from that to Christianity, which is the New Testament. And literally, identify so much with the Old Testament. Christianity, I ain't gonna lie, y'all lose me when it comes to that religious text because it's so contradictory, it's so hypocritical. But my brain works so that I can decipher what is needed, so I don't discard everything. I just know that it is very manipulated. And literally being in the church and being around certain people and all that shit had ruined my perception of Jesus, which I call Yeshua most of the time, or I'll just say Jesus. However, Jesus' story dates back further than Christianity. They will say before Christ, but like, literally you can find creation stories about Jesus in ancient times. So I'm not in here to get into all of that. All I say is I'm going to identify with the timeline that I'm in, and I was able to come back to Jesus himself and not feel obligated to have that relationship based on what other people want me to have it on. So I really appreciate that, and it's a cool story that happened that I want to share. But like, I literally had went to Walmart one day, and this was even before, so I had came back to like Jesus and talking to Jesus and all that shit. Like, that's how, when I was little, like, I literally would talk to Jesus, I would talk to God, I would talk, to things, period, I tell you. So literally, I had that experience of coming back to him, and it was an emotional thing. Like, I even wrote a letter of welcoming him back into my heart and allowing him to, help restore me and help me with certain burdens and stuff. Like, I didn't even say certain. I was just like, you can step in now, because doing it on my own is definitely, it can happen. But I think with you, it will happen faster and a better. It'll be a better. It'll afford me that softness that I needed. So I had that situation happen, and then I went to Walmart and literally was looking for a table so that I could do my puzzles on. And first two girls came to pray with me. I found this so like cute and funny, but they came to pray with me. And mind you, this is what I'm already have walked through the fire of remembrance and remembered that, like, you know, not only did my mom not listen to me about my bio father touching me and doing foul stuff, you know, she brought a pedophile in the house. And I don't think I have been super transparent about, like, I never liked him when he first came in. And he literally, like, I remember the first time she left him with me, and she didn't know him for that long, but she left him with me. My brother, his father, always told him to stay in his room when company came over. Me, I was told to protect my mom. So, make sure don't nothing happen to my mom. So, and I don't know why the fuck would they give that to a child? Like, that's not my responsibility. But I didn't play when it came to my mom. Like, you, if I can't beat you, like, I'ma at least, and I was told, like, I could at least call the police, and I don't even fucking like the police. Like, I knew the police was dangerous, but it was like, she did break some shit in the house. So, so, you know, I definitely would make sure she was all right. And that shouldn't have been my job. But I remember the first time she left him alone with us. And like I said, my brother, he was conditioned to be in his room. He stayed in solitude and played his games and all that stuff. Me, I had full range of the house. I was used to that. Like, I walked around that bitch like I owned it. And like, I paid the bills. And I don't think he liked that. And I remember him saying he like demanded that I do something, like he was my father, which I didn't know you. Like, you're not my father. And that's what I fucking told him, because I did have a mouthpiece. Like, I tell people all the time, like, I had a mouthpiece when I was younger, but just because you have a mouthpiece when you're younger, like, if you got people stronger and bigger than you, like, that can get silenced. But like I told that man, like, I'm not doing that. Like, you're not my father. I ain't cuss at him or nothing. Like, but I let him the fuck know, like, you're not my dad. Like, you can't tell me what to do. And that shit triggered the fuck out of him. It triggered the fuck out of him. He beat the shit out of me. And you know, like, when my mom came back, he told her, like, he told her, because I told him when he beat the shit out of me like that, he was like, you know, basically, like, I told him, like, I'm gonna tell my mom gonna fuck you up, like, type of shit. Like, I didn't curse. I just letting them know, like, when my mama get back, like, she gonna do something to you. You're not supposed to be hitting me. And then she did tell me before she left, like, don't be rude. Like, don't be she know who I am. And she was like, you know, like, listen to what he say. But she always would tell me shit like that with the dogs, but she always would tell me behind the scene, like, you know, within reason. So I felt like that was not within reason. So, you don't beat no child because she said you ain't her daddy, like, you bitch ass nigga. And so, literally, he whooped me. I don't know why I went on this tangent of abuse, but maybe somebody need to hear this, because this was the moment that the grooming has started. Literally, I told him, like, you know, my mom, she gonna do something to you. Like, you can't be hitting on me and shit like that. So, what he did was try to beat me to the punch of telling her. So he let her know, you know, he had to beat me, and he gave whatever reason he wanted to give. And so she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I was like, oh, this bitch just drank the Kool-Aid, so, like, I might as well just shut the fuck up. And I knew from that moment forward, like, it wasn't nothing I could do about what the fuck was going on, what was going to transpire, what had happened. Like, I just did not feel safe or confident in her that she was gonna, you know, use her antennas and see that something was wrong. Literally, he was a known pedophile. Like, he literally, before they made the register list, he was considered a pedophile. He was considered far as statutory rapist, but made fucked up comments that definitely she heard, she knew, and she just overlooked, turned her blind eye, whatever she did wanted to do. I definitely know that she couldn't protect me because she couldn't protect, somebody wasn't protecting her. She definitely grew up in a household full of incest and fucked up sexual assault situations. It was 14 kids, and I definitely know won't nobody watching them the way they was supposed to be watching them. And her mother, she's even told me stories about how her mother tried to prostitute her, basically, like, as a grown up. So I don't even know what the fuck was happening when she was a child, and I can't put that on nobody because I haven't heard any stories. But I know as an adult, she told me that her mom wanted to rent from a guy, and the guy told her that he would rent from her if she let him be with her daughter. So like, he would give her free rent for a certain amount of time. And my mom was like, why don't you ask the other sister? Because she put the other sister on the pedestal. She was like, he don't want her, he wants you. And it's like, but bitch, why is you asking any of your kids to take one for the team? Like, why don't you step in and do some things? So like, you do whatever you gotta do to survive. Like, don't be putting your kid, like, I could never, like, that's like me giving my, like, hell nah. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like to judge, but like, nah, I understand why the lady fucked up, but that doesn't excuse her for being fucked up to me. She should have did the work before she had kids. And because she put all 4 of her kids in some fucked up situations. And I don't think she's able to admit that. And I think people always saw her as a good mom because on the outside, it looked good. On the outside, it looked good, but on the inside, it was not. And I learned this year that just because you can understand, because I am definitely very psychoanalytical. Like, I am that way because of the shit that happened in my life and the people that I had to live around. I always just wanted to know, why are you wired this way? And literally, just because some cases you never gonna fucking know why. That's the number one I learned this year. Like, sometimes you don't even need to know the why. Like, fuck it. Like, you never know. And maybe you don't need to know. You just need to know that that's not what you need to be around. And then in certain cases you can know why, but that don't excuse the abuse that they trying to give to you. So excuses of why someone is the way they are does not excuse abuse. Like, you do not get to keep doing this to other people. You need to do the work and heal. And I'm gonna take my medicine. Literally need to. So literally, yeah, put her on a pedestal. And that was the start of the grooming, because I think from that day forward, he kind of knew, like, oh, she gonna take my word over hers, and all that shit. So that's how that started. But literally, yeah, I definitely put her on a pedestal for far fucking too long. And now it's just this gray rocking phase. Until I can get out. 2024 also taught me that I needed to be my own boss. I kept working for systems that did not value me. I'm one hell of a worker. And when you give me a job, I want to do that job right. And I notice a lot of these systems don't want you to do your job right. They literally would prefer for you to do it mediocre-ish, and sometimes less than. It's like, but I want to do 100% or at least 90. And you're typically not valued. You are valued, like in my case, I have always worked in service, so you are valued by those that you serve. But the actual workplaces, the systems themselves, they do not value you. And so that was literally, it's time. It's time for me to do my own thing. And that was scary. Like, I literally had to lose my apartment, which wasn't a peaceful apartment because literally I was paying too much for what it looked like. Everything always was breaking down in it. I mean, it was a safe haven for us for that part of our lives, but I was paying too much for what it looked like. It was not even upgraded. and literally everything would break down and they would fix nothing. If they would fix nothing, it was just like literally like patchwork and just this is how it is. Like that was crazy. So literally everything that I would lose, I would realize you didn't really need. And so I would lose people, and it was like, but you don't need these people. Even down to losing the idea that me and my mom would have. I held on to that. I held on to maybe if I had the money, like, because my mom loves money. Like, I held on to the idea, like, maybe if I had the money and we could travel, like, we'll have a mom and daughter relationship because she wouldn't have to worry about the money and all that stuff. Like, we would just literally be able to be us. And it's like, no, it don't matter what you have with certain toxic people. Like, it'll never be enough and you still won't be shit to them. Literally, this last year, I was shown that they don't give two fucks. They don't give two fucks about me. And when I say they, is because it's just a number of people. I literally have blocked and cut off some shitty people. I literally don't have numbers to some shitty people. And in all actuality, they know why. Some of them I told why. Some of them I didn't even give that. Shit, I had a cousin that stole from me and my mama this year, and it was like she knew that was one of my shit I don't play with. Don't take my money. Like, you can ask me, but don't take. Then you like come with coercion and all that shit. Like, I don't know where the fuck you been at, but like, I guess because a nigga be sleep and vulnerable, people think they can get away with shit, but I ain't playing them games. I was asleep, but I still saw. And it's like crazy that you would do that during a person's most vulnerable time. Like, you thought I was grieving, which I was. I was very much grieving, and you wanted to take advantage of me. That's crazy. And I was grieving before the death actually happened. Like, you gotta think about it. Like, I was in separation for a year from the person that I loved. And then, you know, like, so that was a grief in itself. Like, us breaking up, us cutting ties with each other, even though we couldn't fully do it. But still, that was a grief in itself. And then death itself is even more realer than the grief of just cutting ties. But yeah, so a lot of people during the separation, you know, tried to take advantage. A lot of people during his death tried to take advantage. And it just is interesting and funny. Very sad too that y'all are that dog eat dog, but I'm happy that you're revealed. And I'll say this too, when you ask God to reveal who is who, just be ready. Just be ready. Be careful what you ask for, but I want you to ask for it because it is freeing. And yeah, so I'm literally, even though I don't, you know, I'm in this healing physically stage right now. I've gotten to live some dreams. I cut off what happened at the Walmart. I don't know how I got there. Y'all gonna have to keep up with this video. This video is different. So yeah, the Walmart, the two girls came. I think I got on there because me and my mom were definitely having some butting of the heads. I'm trying to hold on to this connection. She keep trying to show me like, bitch, I don't fuck with you. Just by the way she was talking to me, treating me in her house. Literally, I went to Walmart that day, and two girls came up to me. It was like, you know, I'm being called. I want to pray for you. Is that okay? Yes, that is very much okay. Definitely need prayer. I don't deny prayer. As long as it's the right kind. So they asked me what I wanted to pray about, and I asked about praying about me and my mom's relationship. And I lie to you not, they prayed for me. It was a sweet prayer. And they were nervous, and I was nervous too. So then after that, I'm in the store and going around looking for some puzzles. And 3 guys come up to me and they want to talk about the gospel with me. And I'm just like, yeah, like literally I have been very transparent with y'all that like I was a Bible thumping kid when I was little, like, I was a whiz kid. Like I still even have my Bible from childhood. It's around here somewhere. But I literally have Bibles from college, like different versions and different texts. So literally, they was like, we want to talk about, the gospels and, do you mind if we share it with you? And I'm like, sure. Like, I already know, but you can refresh my memory, type of deal. So they got to talking and, they talked about all that stuff and like literally sat and listened. And then after they finished talking about, I called them 3 wise men. I told them that to their face, like, y'all the 3 wise men. I guess I'm baby Jesus. I didn't tell them that though. Like I didn't tell them I guess I'm baby Jesus. But literally it felt like 3 wise men had came to visit me. And literally they said they were being called to pay for the stuff I had in my basket. And mind you, I definitely was low on funds. But I was like, I have to find something to do mentally in this house or I'm going to go crazy. So, literally it was the perfect time. And they not only bought stuff for me, that I had in my basket, and I literally cut my grocery list short just so that it wouldn't be overwhelming for them, because I'm like, I don't want them to feel obligated to get everything, because I was coming to get the craft stuff and food. So, and I don't get government assistance with food. So I literally have been paying for this stuff out of my pocket. And I just don't even feel like being tied to that. So literally, and there's nothing wrong if you have to literally have in the past, but that's the reason I don't want it, is because I have to wrestle with it in the past and I don't feel like it anymore. I kind of go off of whatever's gonna happen. Literally, so they was like, yeah, they wanted Charlotte to get something too. Charlotte was pacing back and forth in the other aisle. Like, I just felt my child's energy. Like, what the fuck is going on? And it was the cutest thing. But they invited us to go to their church, which was a non-denominational church. And I was like, I could tell it was, because, like, something's special and different about y'all. Not to say that nothing is wrong with other people from other churches, because I literally, my church home is a Baptist church. And I love that church. But like literally I do find that non-denominational people are the people that's like me, that had like some horrible experiences with people from the church. But yeah, like they didn't invite me to their church, and I definitely will be going to their church once I get myself situated. Just to like pop in and show up, I will be going. But yeah, that was really cool. That was a cool experience. Stuff like that happens to me. And I literally have been holding it in and not sharing it, but like it has been the sweetest thing to have these reminders, like that, yeah, you are connected with Jesus, you are connected with God. You are connected with the divine feminine. Like a lot of this masculine ideology and thought, like, it's masculine and feminine. And literally, no one talks about, Mary Magdalene. But yeah, those 2 peas in a pot. So literally it is a masculine and a feminine energy and nature to everything that is balanced and restored. So literally that happened. A lot of stuff has happened. Our trip to, I had taken a trip. I think I talked about that briefly. I had taken a trip after going to see my best friend. I went, something just told me to like keep going, and I went to Alexandria, and that was magical, like everybody's experience and things are different. Don't do what I do. I did this because I was called to do it, but like literally I was supposed to get off at one stop and stayed on for another stop, and literally had the time of my life by myself. It allowed me to see that, like, I know how to have fun by myself. I don't need anybody else to, make life fun for me. And it was just like the most funniest thing. Like, I got to see karaoke. I got to be in a room by myself, and I didn't have to worry about cooking for nobody, or the fact that someone else was hungry and I was supposed to be feeding them. It was just me worrying about me, me feeding me. I literally got to sit at a restaurant that was actually really nice. I ended up having to call the owner because it was just that fucking nice. It was like an upscale sports bar, and literally, like, demanded to talk to the chef, and just did me, like, just have fun as me. And I hadn't done that in a long time, and it was just fun. So yeah, I just got to be fun. I got to go to like local stores. I didn't get to stop and see everything. I wish I would have gotten to do and see more. But that just means that I have to go back, right? And so yep, I got to be a food critic. I got to I don't know. I just have fun. I even picked up this cool poetry book that was a limited edition, and my God, am I blessed, because that book is dope. It is right up my alley. The poetry be smacking. And I just feel blessed that it's only 200 copies and I have one. Yeah, I even reached out to the author for that. So, like, just being me, that's who I am. Like, if I like something, I try to tell people, like, look, you're doing a pretty fucking great job. Like, you are doing a great job. And I'm just ready for that. I pray 2025 affords me so much travel, and so much in uplifting those who actually deserve it. I've spent a lot of time blowing bubbles up people's asses that did not need it, did not deserve it. I'm ready to, like, be that person that lets those know, and I have been able to let those know who are awesome, that they're awesome, where I was at, but it was not concentrated enough. So I'm ready for 2025 to afford me just all the things that was already promised to me. And I always hear, like, it is far beyond what you can see, what you can envision. Like, it is much more than that. So it's beyond my wildest dreams. So, like, I have held on to that. I've kept my faith in that. It's been hard. I've had so many blessings, small and big, and I always pray that I'm grateful for the blessings I don't see. Like, sometimes we just take for granted that we're breathing. We take for granted that, like, even though this is a hellish environment, I do have a roof over my head. And I have made this hellish environment, what do you call it? I have made it sustainable to me. Like, I don't know, but I don't even allow it to cause me too much pain and strife. That's what I do. I see shit for what it is, and once it's time to go, it's time to go, and I can't look back. I don't want to look back. It ain't even that I can't. Matter of fact, I can look back, but I don't even want to look back. Knowing what I know and just feeling what I feel, like, I never want to forget how I felt. And I think that sometimes, like, with us getting through traumatic shit, and we just want that shit to go away. That's why we choose to block it out like it never happened. I don't never want to forget this shit. I don't never want to forget none of that shit. I don't want it to hurt me the same, but I don't never want to forget how it made me feel. Like, because if I forget how it made me feel, I'll be more susceptible to it happening again. And I don't never want that shit to happen ever again. So, even though I'm under weather, and I can't go out like I was supposed to go out. I was supposed to go up north, and with a friend, and we were gonna go to see a drag show, and I enjoy those. I really do. I enjoy drag shows. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the drag shows and the proceeds that they make definitely go to like it goes to local things, or like I wouldn't say local things, but it goes to fun social things. Like I say social injustice or social, I think like just community based stuff. Like, cause I'm trying to explain it the way I remember it being said to me, but like it literally goes to help fund other things. So like, it ain't just like you at the strip club throwing dollars and shit. Like, where that goes to fund things too. Cause a lot of times people are definitely, you know, career savvy, and they're doing this as a means to get to somewhere else, and some people make a career out of it. But whatever, like I do know with the drag, that definitely does fund other things, and I love that. I love the art form in drag. I just love everything as far as drag. But yeah, yep, I was looking forward to doing that. Just getting out more. I definitely said like I definitely want I want I don't want just a boyfriend. I want a husband. I want a partner who has done the work. Shit, I'm constantly doing the work. I think we all just constantly doing the work. But someone who knows and loves themselves. So like I just feel like, I gotta get out there. I gotta get out there. But right now is not the fucking time. My body says lay it down. He out there, he out there. He know he out there. Like y'all come together. And I'm just keep getting that message of patience. Like patience, patience, patience. And I have said it in this video, I suck with patience. I've been praying for patience, and it shows up in so many different ways. When you pray for patience, sometimes it shows up where, your ass gotta sit the fuck down. Like, you gotta sit down because you ain't got no other choice. Sometimes patience shows up as you getting triggered at a goddamn gas station or on the road. But yeah, I struggle with patience a lot, and I'm aware of that. Like I literally was that person that go. That was another thing I wanted to talk about, was when I decided to quit my job. Too many motherfucking people wanted to offer me a job. Like I literally quit my job and started multiple streams of income. Even though they haven't taken off the way that I desired, I started multiple streams of income. And no, they're not, providing me with a lifestyle that I need to always, survive like I want to or like I'm used to. However, I was called to do this. Like, don't offer me no fucking job. Like, don't. I made a video about this. Like, don't do that. Like, because what you're trying to tell me is that what I'm doing is not good enough when I'm actually putting in work. It takes energy to make these videos. It takes energy to sit and clear your mind and let words flow. It takes energy to do these things. I literally have multiple things set up. They just haven't taken off. So when I definitely be asking for help, I don't be asking for help to use nobody. Like, literally need help. Literally need help. And I'm not a person that asks people for help because I did not grow up seeing my mother beg what she couldn't do, or what somebody in her life, like far as a male partner, couldn't do. We learned to do without. So I don't have using in me. I don't have that shit in me whatsoever. Matter of fact, I'm at the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm one of the people who need to ask for help and don't ask for help. So don't offer me no job. Unless you know something, like where as in you are the business owner. Like, don't offer me no job. Like, but I don't even want to go back. Like I said, I don't want to go back into the system. So that's really why I don't need you to offer me no job. If you are trying to put me back into the system, I don't need that. You need that. I don't need that. Don't project that shit over here. I have made it loud and clear that, like, I was being called to quit that job. I loved my job. I didn't love the environment I was in, but I loved my job. Me quitting that job was me letting go of something I loved. So the job isn't the issue. Like, I am not a lazy slave. Like that, because that's what I hear when the fuck someone offers me a job. It's like, oh, you're being lazy. Oh, well, if you need money, you can go get you a job. Like, I've been there, done that. It didn't work out. Like, it hasn't worked out. And it doesn't matter whether I love that job or not. Like, I cannot work for the system anymore. This is my ode in 2024. Fuck the system. Fuck the system. Fuck the system. May 2025 rebuild the system so that it is conducive for all, once and for all. Like, fuck the system as it stands. Cause you can do it, and I give all the power to you, for not my power, but the power you possess, for you to do it. And I know so many people who are doing it, and some of them are literally happy doing it. Some are not. They're doing it because that's what they're called to be doing. I was called to let it go. So don't offer me no fucking job. Literally, I have to figure it out this way. And it's not even my way. I'm a risk taker, but I am so, like, when it comes to shit like this, when it comes to definitely me having a child now, if it was myself, like, I would have probably been took these risks, because it's literally me worrying about me. But by me having a child, like, me stepping out on that ledge was very difficult, because I wouldn't have done that. I don't like having my child in an unstable situation. I feel like as a parent, the one thing I can afford her is stability. And we did not have that these last couple of years. We did not have stability at all these last couple of years. But I know 2025 will bring in stability, financial freedom, period, mental freedom. The freedom of mental was broken this year, and my child is coming. So I'm gonna go, because I'm supposed to be, I gotta put this phone back. All right, so 2024, I learned so many wonderful lessons. I have grown so much, and I literally am so grateful and appreciative of everything, even the hard times. Like, I'm appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of the losses, because that gave so much room for so much gain. So yeah, I feel like if you made the cut, I'm happy you made the cut. If you did not make the cut, wah wah, nah boo boo. I really despise people that didn't make the cut, but that's just me. I'm not all love and light over here. I keep telling y'all. That shit is funny. Like, I used to say that as a kid. Nah boo boo. How many people used to do that and stick out your tongue? You can't catch me. Let's bring back some of that old shit. Like, I'm childish as a bitch. But that's what I want in 2025, is just for me to be free and be myself, which I got in 2024. The child has caught me. She has caught me. She has caught me working.
I will take all this stuff back.
I bought it.
And I'll still take it back.
That's funny. No. That is no. No.